it's all for nothing. How do I touch the ground when I'm hopelessly shuffling? But I was not afraid of this. I am on the road. All of them and all of this. You must be wrong. How do I settle down in the fire that is coming? Is it all what they say? Is it just doing something? But I was not afraid of this. I am on the road. All of them and all of this. You must be wrong. Too much. Not enough. Too much. Not enough. Too much. How did I get this way? Is it time that is ticking down them all? Let them pay. But I know that I'm slipping, and I was not afraid of this. I am on the road. All of them and all of this. You must be wrong, but too much. Not enough. Too much.
supports. You can maybe see a Deckard ban in response to that, unless they, on either side of that, they could ban Deckard here, or they could decide to say, hey, let's grab ourselves the Deckard Kane. To see what it turns out to be. Definitely want to hold some of the stronger picks for yourself. I'm really enjoying this 3-ban phase here. Sergeant Hammer banned out. So looks like Do You Know trying to get rid of some, maybe unorthodox is the right word, but some, not standard ways of playing. So, you have to deal with an Abathur differently than you do a normal team. You have to deal with a Hammer differently than you do a normal team. So, and I think I saw Hammer banned out actually against Luxorian Snake in the previous match. I could be wrong about that. But Genji immediately being taken here. Genji very strong at the moment. Oh my goodness, my camera is like the filter on it here. See if I can get rid of some of that dust there. There we go. I think I got rid of some of it there. I still have some on the boundaries, but that's okay. We've got ourselves an ETC first pick. That's surprising to me. I have not seen ETC picked up first in a while. Urel Deckard immediately taken out. Very meta pick right there. I wonder if they're going for the Stage Dive Global, if they want to have that right away, but why pick it first? ETC not very popular right now. Maybe, I doubt it's a comfort pick. Usually, I'm sure the tank player on Do You Know is adept at all sorts of tanks. Maybe especially good at ETC, perhaps, though. But it's usually not contested, so why show... Oh, what is happening? Oh, we've got ourselves a non-meta game here. Right now, we got ourselves a Zul'jin Brightwing ETC. What is going on here? Normally, like with previous ETC, I would have said Rockstar would give Zul'jin that extra attack speed, but that no longer is a thing. Immediate Alarak ban, not immediate, an Alarak ban coming out here. I wonder if this is people understanding what Do You Know is capable of? I'm not sure. And then Brightwing to boot, like that's definitely adds a global, but Brightwing not seen very often. Are we going to see a double support here with the Brightwing, or are we going to have a standalone Brightwing? I mean, I'm sure she can do it, but boy, you just don't see it anymore. And like, I have to imagine possibly picking up a lot of draft here. We see the Johanna ban probably for the blinds into the Zul'jin, but boy, is this unorthodox at the moment. I feel like, with even with the Zul'jin, like, I don't remember a time where this would have been normal. Immediate Murden Li Ming. Li Ming probably good into that Brightwing. Yeah, Brightwing has trouble dealing with that burst. I mean, she heals over a short period of time. I don't think we see the blink heal, especially in this map, and especially with the boss control. Nobody has touched Hanzo yet. Very interesting. And I do feel like Hanzo, yeah, there's the double support. And what is the spicy last pick here? Grayman, not really spicy, but this is going to be the Zul'jin show. So double auto attacker, double support coming out with the Brightwing Uther. Uther, very good at the burst heals. Brightwing very good at keeping teams up and topped off out of combat. And that spell shield going to be pretty good into the Li Ming. If they're able to get it off enough. But Li Ming, she throws her spells out pretty often. I don't know if Brightwing's cooldown even is the same as that. But Raynor, Jimmy there, so much left on the table here. So no Hanzo to be seen. They're gonna grab themselves a Jimmy. Jimmy, I think, is gonna be good going into the composition there. Uther gonna have troubles keeping up with that sustained damage. Brightwing may have to go that physical armor at 13. There's a talent that gives her Pixie Dust physical armor, so may need to patch that up there. But boy, what an unorthodox draft coming out from Do You Know. But into the game we go. And looking at the side of Luxorian Snake, it really seems like I mean, this is just, I mean, you've got your Li Ming for poke. You've got your Rel is going to, win whatever lane they're in, but it's not really going to matter a whole lot on Cursed Hollow. You do need to make sure she doesn't get on your towers, because she could. The rest of Luxorian Snake, I mean, you've got, it's the Jimmy Li Ming, so, I mean, you've got double jump bros, the Muriel brothers, Super Muriel, and they're going to be able to get onto Do You Know, but the thing with Brightwing Uther is that you can sit in these fights for a long time, and I think they're hoping with the Jimmy, they're going to be able to eat through everything. Uther doesn't have the best spread healing. Brightwing has decent spread healing, but she's not that fast, so sustained healing a little too slow for the current meta. But into the game we go, and we've got in the blue, Luxorian Snake with Star Fox 64 playing that Murden. Decade playing the Urel. Blue on the Jimmy. We've got Silver One. No, it's Silver One on the Jimmy. Blue is playing the Deckard Cain, and Fun Buns is on the Li Ming. And on the side of Do You Know, we've got Hashmer playing the ETC. Defender on the Uther. I'm Bad playing that Zul'jin. Mr. Genji on the Brightwing, and Shatter playing the Greymane here. All right, into the game we go. Let's take a little peek at the talents here. Both these teams going to clash as 5 immediately. Urel finds to jump out, slap onto ETC. ETC is going to be fine. Doesn't even need to be. Doesn't even need to power slide out. We got some interesting chat going on here. Li Ming going power hungry, and why not? Because Force Armor basically useless on this comp. Everybody sort of chase back. The wave clear definitely currently belonging to Do You Know. We don't see Urel splitting off just yet. We see Li Ming down here against the Greymane. That's a good adaptation by them. I think Greymane actually does fairly well against Urel. Ooh, a big chunk onto Shatter, but it responds to the cocktail over Shatter, losing the XP health battle at the moment. Ooh, the big orb actually connects. Meanwhile, we've got Brightwing versus Decade. We've got the big spray coming out from Mr. Genji. Ray. Jimmy just gonna go ahead and do these Merc Camp. Look, Hammer of the Lightbringer, the E-build coming out from Uther, not a surprise in double support. Headhunter from Zul'jin. So Zul'jin looking to get 5 takedowns. So Do You Know, a little bit spicy. Gonna get those team wipes going. Blue standing here. Just in the lane here, Murden making sure nobody's bothering James Rayner grabbing this camp. Both the teams grab the camp at the exact same time. Meanwhile, we have ETC down here in the bottom lane. Shatter gonna step up. ETC gonna trade with the Greymane. Greymane pushing up. Takes that full orb coming up from Li Ming. Shatter taking a lot of damage. The Giants are on their way, both top and bottom. Here, top, we've got Urel pushing into here. Brightwing, let's see if she can keep these Giants off of this tower. Brightwing taking a ton of damage out of her, but meanwhile, we've got a skirmish going down. Silver taking some damage from the Greymane. Greymane not really finding a target, but there's a big slide on Murden. He has a jump. He jumps the other way, does make it out. Jumps away from the DPS. Silver's going to back down. Zul'jin's going to regenerate all of his health. Star Fox taking a bit of damage, but no DPS here to make him pay. Star Fox, though, getting a little low on mana. Oh, a quick gank here. I slipped up there. Ray and Li Ming take out the Greymane in this bottom, and Zul'jin's going to have to come down. I don't know, they're going to actually miss this soak down here. Not missing a ton of soak because the tribute just spawned. Greymane's going to be back in time, I think, to fight it definitely around the same time as Rayner. So we're going to see how the battle for this goes. No real surprises in the talent department otherwise. Brightwing going for the shield build, it looks like. Maybe, I think Uther's going to have plenty of cleanse for this team. Brightwing going to be able to bring that shield. The big stun goes out. Zul'jin reducing his own health to try and get that attack speed. They're just kind of sitting in this choke, poking away at Luxorian Snake. A polymorph goes onto Rayner as they try to find that kill. A big orb goes out onto ETC. Brightwing comes in for the heals. A swipe from Urel, but everyone turns on Urel. Shatter, though, getting very low. Urel is not going to make it out. Urel does not stay immortal for long. Jimmy pushes back the rest of the team, but they may give up this tribute as everybody on Luxorian Snake is very low. and not able to continue fighting into the 4v5. So excellent work there coming out from Do You Know, winning that first tribute there. Right, everybody's going to get back to lane. And what was interesting about that fight is that Do You Know is just really just able to sit down and hold the line against Luxorian Snake, and the double support's really keeping them in the game. So we see how powerful it is and how difficult the double support, especially with an Uther, is to kill early game. It allows also Zul'jin to stay up and healthy and also keep his attack speed high without really being in too much danger, although the Li Ming is going to be very good. Quick bush check there coming out from Luxorian Snake as the 5-man comes in to stop this. Li Ming pokes it out. We see Brightwing up top, getting that soak, getting that global advantage. Greymane looking for the big flank down here. Maybe he might find himself Deck Kane. The rest of Luxorian Snake comes in. Oh, big orb goes on to Hashmer. Look, Yrel jumping in on Decade Cleanse, but Greymane now is in the background. Shatter getting turned on. Yrel is the first one to go down. Shatter makes it out alive. And that is going to be another Yrel kill in favor of what, excuse me, Do You Know? I keep wanting to say What Do You Know, but that's not their team. Their team name is Do You Know. Decker King trying to throw out his potions. They're trying to poke this out as long as possible. I mean, putting some damage out, and they're still sticking around. They aren't giving it up quite yet. Defender gets, breaks the channel immediately. Star Fox just stepping up, trying to hold this line, and another tribute going over to Do You Know. Shatter going on to the Murden here. ETC tries to slide and may have slid in too far. The root is going to confirm the kill. An amazing turnaround there. ETC thought he had something on Murden, but that was not to be the case, as Luxorian Sync gets a quick pick here and may find their way back into this game. They're only a little bit behind, but they are behind in tributes. Being ahead in tributes allows you to control the pace of the game a little bit more, but Yrel coming up, maybe getting a swing onto the Greymane here. It's called Righteous Hammer. I need to get used to that. Looks like Raynor is going to set up here in this bush. ETC coming up. He's going to abandon this bush here, move down, maybe try and get a kill on Defender. Defender caught way out walking into this bush. An excellent trap here from Luxorian Snake. Catches Defender off guard. And down goes Uther. All right, Fun Buns is going to channel this. He's going to have that tribute channeled. Looks like they're going to start on their boss immediately. This Zul'jin burn is going to get pretty good. Hashmer stepping up to tank this boss. Greymane making his way towards here. The Greymane Zul'jin boss burn is going to be killer. Meanwhile, Luxorian Snake, no dummies. They start their own boss. It is going to be boss time here as Luxorian Snake very far ahead in XP. Not very, but far enough that they're easily going to make it to 10 first. Both teams pick up the boss. Yrel is going to be top. As Li Ming starts to push in, we have 3 members pushing in. Looks like Ray is maybe going to make the safe way around to defend or get this camp. I'm not sure which. It looks like it is going to be the camp, but it is Curse Point. And we're going to see if Luxorian Snake can use their 10 advantage. If they can get here in time, they've got 16 seconds. They may make it, but they are getting onto this fort. Do You Know getting this fort damage along with this boss, definitely getting a lot of value. This boss only now through the towers up top. ETC setting up Decker Kane, throwing some potions out for his team. They lose their fort first on Luxorian Snake, but Murden stepping up. Both teams now have their 10s. No surprises. Taz Dingo coming out for the Zul'jin. And it's going to be Haymaker on the Avatar, rather than the Avatar on the Murden. Starfox goes out, a big orb hits 2 people. Mr. Genji backing up. That double support, though, keeping everybody in. The stay a while, only catches 1, and there's no follow-up on his Shatter. It's going to be just fine. Meanwhile, Zul'jin putting some poke damage out, but there's the tribute captured. Brightwing says no more. The tribute's done. We're getting out of here. As the Emerald Wind is used, it looks like Luxorian Snake maybe trying to find something, but that bush is too scary for them. They're going to back up, and that's going to be even tribute. Luxorian Snake able to hold the line. Do you know? Just happy that they didn't lose anybody and that they were able to engage on the same terms, able to get that fort and able to get 10s in time. It looks like they're going to go for an invade, though. Hashmer really stepping up. Star Fox trying to defend the rest of the team. They're going to concede this as the rest of their team not able to make it. Brightwing's going to be able to teleport in and make it a 4v5 instantly. But there's a haymaker into the fort. ETC gets the Divine Shield. He's going to be able to get out in time. He's going to make it through. Brightwing has to teleport in. Urel, though, is going to be jumping in. A root is going to land onto one. Mr. Genji getting... Here's the Mosh, though, in the choke point. Going to be interrupted by Leeming. Urel pops an Ardent Defender. Everybody is getting hurt, but nobody's going down except for Shatter. Going to be caught out. An excellent Righteous Hammer from Urel. Pushes the Greymane out. I'm Bad going to be able to make it out. The Emerald Wind saves his life, and Star Fox may have gone in too far as it's going to be a 1-for-1. The tribute is up, and it's going to be very difficult for Luxorian Snake to interrupt this. Li Ming does get a magic missile onto Brightwing, but I don't think they're going to be able to stop this curse. An excellent turnaround coming there from Do You Know, and that may be a little bit too much, a little bit pushing up too far to try and get that second kill. Murden not able to make it out alive, and that's what not having Avatar will get you. Although Haymaker was the reason they got a kill in the first place. Uther finally going to complete that quest. Greymane going to make it. They're going to push here at 5. Bottom. Jimmy going to be the solo defender mid. Urel going to defend top, but they're going to get this fort for absolutely no problem. They're just clearing this out. Leeming, ETC is going to use his Echo Pedal to immediately clear that lane. There's a big Storm Bolt going on to ETC. They're really pushing in on here. 15 full seconds. They could easily get 12 15 seconds if they focus on it, but Murden forces them out by stepping up. They're only able to get one tower here, and now all 5 of Luxorian Snake are here, and here comes Hyperion. They're going to start aggressing here. Mr. Genji in trouble, has to pop the Emerald Wind. They are going to back out at the expense of one of their ultimates, and they're only going to get one of the tower, but that's a pretty good curse. They're able to get a, really nothing else. They were able to, Luxorian Snake defending this fort mid, not getting anything real bottom. They only lost a wall top and a tower bottom. So really, they only lose a fort is the major thing. So excellent defense there from Luxorian Snake. I don't know if Do You Know wanted more than that, but they're certainly happy with this. They're able to get back in this game. However, Luxorian Snake, even with all that structure damage, have the level advantage. So that extra soak that they were able to get during that because Do You Know decided to push as 5, going to go in favor of Luxorian Snake, and they're able to hold on to this game and definitely retain a lot of control despite losing it first. And now they have Curse Point as well. Greymane going to start this camp. Ming up here just soaking this out, letting this lane push in, not really opting to kill any of those minions. Just soak them out. They're looking in the jungle, trying to see if they can get maybe setting up for boss. Yeah, boss is going to be up in 10 seconds, up in 5 seconds, or Do You Know? But they're opting to push mid, prepping this lane for the bruiser camp pushing. That's going to be in their favor if they go toe for toe, boss for boss, because Luxorian Snake is going to have to clear this camp if they want to be able to save their mid fort. Urel comes out and gets a huge amount of damage along with the Li Ming onto the Greymane and ETC. They're going to back out of here. They do have to clear this. Tribute popping. Murden in this bush, throws out the Storm Bolt. Oh, everybody is here. Great. Haymaker's one away, going to be able to jump out in time. But here's the Mosh. Immediately interrupted. Star Fox can make it out. The Stay a While and Listen comes out. Hashra getting low, but the Mr. Genji able to throw out the Emerald Wind to save everybody. But there's a huge Leeming Orb. The D-Shield not in time, but the damage was just barely not enough as ETC hangs on by 45 hit points. There's the Orb. Leeming trying to do the same thing again. Jumps in, trying to get the resets, trying to get the kills, getting very aggressive. Brightwing goes down. Tazdingo popped, but it's not going to be enough as Zul'jin getting killed. Here's the aggressive team. They're able to stay on them, but go for the throat comes out. Urel makes sure to kill the Greymane. They get a kill in exchange. It's 4 down, 4 for 1. As Luxorian Snake takes that fight. And mana, if only mana was infinite, yes, Li Ming could have murdered everybody a lot sooner. They're getting all of those resets. They're going to get themselves a keep here bottom. Brightwing immediately teleports and everybody is back. No ultimates available. for Do You Know on this push. They're just trying to get some kind of poke damage in. They get the keep and they back out. They do have themselves a wing position bottom, but here, ETC maybe steps a little too far, taking a lot of damage. Here's the Emerald Wind to make sure clear out this lane. But meanwhile, this top camp is getting so much value. The archers are in prime position. I'm Bad has to come out and kill everything. I don't know if they're going to be able to save this keep. It's getting very low. And down it goes. They get 2 keeps out of the curse. Definitely a bigger prize for them. And now they have a win condition, top and bottom. They're going to start with the bottom boss. Do You Know not going to be able to start on their boss right away. They're just defending this curse. Let's see if they make a move towards it now. They see that the boss has immediately been popped, and they realize if they go to start their boss, they're going to A, miss defense here bottom, or B, they may fall prey to Luxorian Snake, fighting them down 16. Luxorian Snake going to grab the siege camp. It's going to help pushing along with this boss. And it's a 5-man push here bottom with boss. Luxorian Snake has the 16 advantage. Let's see if they can put this game away and get themselves some kills. Boss pushing up. All of the ultimates are available for Luxorian Snake, so they are able to mosh. They're able to get Kazdan go out. Himing stepping up in the fray, trying to separate the team, but a big jump and a haymaker onto Brightwing, who gets slept through the stay while everyone else is slept. Zul'jin goes down. This is the beginning of the end. Hyperion and the boss make sure they go down. A little bit of a swag, not a swag, a cheeky mosh there on ETC as he looks goofy being stunned there by Urel's Righteous Hammer. And first game going over to Luxorian Snake. Excellent job there by them. And we are going to take a quick break here as we set up the next game, so make sure to stick around for the next game. We'll be right back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Welcome to the next match here. This is going to be Do You Know's map pick. We are going to be on Infernal Shrines. This is Do You Know's map pick. Luxorian Snake wins on their map pick, so let's see if Do You Know can bring it back. And, okay, both teams are ready. We're going to get right into the draft here. Okay, I do have teams ready. But Do You Know, let's see if what they've got up their sleeve. The first band coming out for Genji. Looks like Luxorian Snake does not, in fact, enjoy themselves the Genji. That was on their ban list previously. They're going to draft a little bit differently, though, seeing as they are second pick, or first pick. Oh, man, somebody is a one-trick Alarak on Do You Know, and I actually don't know who it is. Yrel being banned out on the side of Do You Know, so they don't want to deal with the Yrel. And the next ban for them is, let's see what it is. Let's see if it's, maybe they don't want to deal with the Jimmy. That Hyperion definitely took away a lot of structure, health. We'll see what's going on here. They ban out the Deckard Canes, so Alex Straza immediately available, and I think we see a slam pick, immediate. So it looks like Do You Know not valuing the Alex Straza as high in the Deckard Canes, so maybe they didn't like the Deckard player previously, or maybe they don't think Alex Straza is as hype as Luxorian Snake believes she is. We're going to see what they come out with here for their first two picks. Alex Straza being a no-brainer. But Blaze and Garrosh. Okay. High priority on that Garrosh. You can throw people into stuns here. It's pretty good. Garrosh can be very strong into a lot of compositions. Blaze is just good. I really like his bunker on this map, and he is an excellent lane resource in that top lane, which is traditionally the off-laner's position. It could be switched, but teams, for some reason, they go with the top. And Sergeant Hammer, they don't ban out the Sergeant Hammer against Luxorian Snake, and Luxorian Snake says, we'll take it. They grab themselves a Muradin. Do we see the Haymaker once more? It worked out pretty well for them. Not having it allowed a couple key picks. Not having Avatar was a little bit rough into the double support, but they were able to win that game. So Haymaker proving its worth here. And Haka's going to be banned out. It's a good pick. Definitely want to avoid that if you aren't going to grab it. They've already got their offlaner in Blaze, so they aren't going to grab the Haka. Luxorian Snake still needs their offlaner, so that's a good ban. Jaina being banned out. Interesting. I mean, okay, Sergeant Hammer could be susceptible to ring, could be susceptible to Jaina damage for sure. I don't want to deal with the burst. Maybe Alex Straza also, picking into Jaina, you can blizzard those W points. Excuse me. Oh. Right.
The hunt is on.
Sorry about not changing scenes there. We see Kael'thas and Lunara. Boy, Do You Know, very unorthodox here tonight. I like it. It's very interesting drafts. I'm enjoying seeing what they're coming out with. And Phoenix Thrall being picked up immediately. I could see that. And it's interesting that they... oh, yeah. They probably would have picked up Jaina on the side of... in Do You Know, because Jaina, very good into Garrosh, and I don't think that they would have let Jaina through all the way to Luxorian Snake. But yeah, Kael'thas. So the Lunara Ariel, very obvious, but Kael'thas, he's definitely stronger. And I'm interested to see how he's used. If you ban out the Jaina, I mean, maybe you are just... maybe you're just worried about AoE damage. So we're going to see how this goes. Phoenix being picked up and Thrall being picked up by Luxorian Snake. I mean, this is a pretty strong comp. A lot of damage going on. Thrall, very good. I think into these heroes, he may have trouble with the Lunara damage. Lunara damage into Alex Straza could be rough when Dragon Form is not available. But anyway, we're going to see how this game goes. Into the game we go, and I'm actually going to remember to change the scenes here. On the side of heaven, we've got Luxorian Snake with Fun Buns on the Sergeant Hammer, Star Fox 64 playing the Murden, Blue playing the Alex Straza, Decade playing the Thrall, and Silver One playing the Phoenix. And on the side of Hell, we've got Do You Know with Shatter on the Kael'thas, Mr. Genji on the Blaze, I believe? Yes. I'm Bad, be stepping on that Lunara, Defender playing the Ariel, and finally on Garrosh, I want to double check, we've got Hashmer. I should have known that. I should realize that Hashmer is the tank player, but I forgot. Oh, Gravesville, big 20 raid. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the raid. We're going to be having ourselves a very good game here. Hashmer getting super low, being super chunked out, but the Kael'thas bomb causing a lot of havoc in the back line of Luxorian Snake. So Hashmer has to back up. He has to tap already this early. So I think that's a win for Luxorian Snake. But the Kael'thas being very good on the clear here. All right, let's take a peek at these talents here. Up top, we've got the Thrall going into the Blaze, getting a lot of damage onto Mr. Genji. He has to use his mana to regenerate most of that. Fun Bun's down here all alone for now, but the rotation from Luxorian Snake is happening. 4 men on Murden, but Murden's got the jump out. No interrupt for them. Looking at the talents, we're going to go to ambush. This looks pretty standard. Although, whoa, Rolling Thunder for Thrall. Very interesting. One of the least picked talents here for Thrall. Maybe this is the new hotness and I'm not aware of it, but it's going to increase the number of Chain Lightning bounces and increase his mana, it looks like. I'm actually not that familiar with it. Yeah, it's going to restore not only mana, but health. That's going to be very strong into this Kael'thas Lunara damage. Everyone else seems to be pretty standard. Lunara going for the reveal. And Neural Stimpact for Blaze is not a surprise. Kael'thas came up here maybe to try and get some damage onto the Thrall and a little bit of help for the Blaze. But it looks like we got an invade here coming out from Luxorian Snake. A lot of damage going on to the Ariel. They're going to back out, and that camp will belong to Luxorian Snake. Ooh, big stun there onto Garrosh, but the throw in response to the jump. It's a bit of a dance. Everybody's okay. Hashmer very low, though. And not a lot of damage for the Ariel to heal everybody back up. That's the issue with Ariel. Out of combat damage, still rough. Trying to kill that poor little Wisp. Murden's going to take control of that bush, and another camp going over to Luxorian Snake. They are, in fact, done with it. And it's going to be pushing. Already this camp that they stole and the camp that they took over here have been cleared. Now they've got to clear this bottom camp. But Shrine is popping. And the level leads slightly in favor of Luxorian Snake at the moment. And we're going to clear the rest of these up. And make her way all the way top, using your jets to get up there. Luxorian Snake going to start this camp early. Do You Know did not start their camp at all, so this camp is going to be in an advantage for Luxorian Snake during the Shrine. If they stall it out, they can have this lane pushing, and this lane pushing is going to give them more vision. So not going to get as much damage done to the towers as it would if the Shrine were in another lane. Do You Know probably realizes this, and that's why they didn't take it. A big throw on to Phoenix. Let's see. His teleport is interrupted by an amazing jet propulsion. The bomb is spreading. Star Fox trying not to spread the damage to the rest of his team, but Phoenix blown up immediately. What a throw there by Garrosh, and Mr. Genji with a great follow-through. Man, the Kael'thas damage is just, and the Lunari damage is just so much. Let's take a peek at their numbers here. Oh yeah, putting out plenty here, although Thrall doing his fair share as well. Looks like they're going to get back on there. Hammer setting up and getting in a place where she can put some damage on. A big stun goes on to Garrosh. The follow-up damage not quite there. Phoenix is finally back and going to get real right into this backline, getting a lot of damage onto Shatter. Kael'thas throws out the Bomba. Jet propulsion hits 3. Silver is going to be in trouble. Teleports out, but not in time to avoid the Lunara poison. And down goes Phoenix once again, getting killed there. Very aggressive Phoenix positioning, and it's going to pay off as they get a counter kill onto Lunara. Kael'thas threatening to die here as the dragon comes out, and the Shrine now being taken control by Luxorian Snake. A lot of Kael'thas damage going out, but Hashmer taking a lot himself, has to throw out Indomitable to Unstoppable himself. But although they're caught in this chokehold, they're not able to really make a whole lot of advantage of it. But the shrine is going to go over to Luxorian Snake, and Hashmer is in trouble if he gets a John Cena jump. It's not going to happen. Somebody else is going to have to bait this Punisher over. It's going to be Defender, not going to quite get him over the wall. I think maybe they don't want the Punisher over the wall. It looked like that was pretty deliberate on Defender's part to make him jump onto the gate rather than over it. But they're going to be pushing onto this fort. Let's see how well they do. Big jump onto, Lunara, the root follow-up. I'm Bad gets into the frayed by Garrosh. Excellent Garrosh play, saving the life of I'm Bad. But this is going to be a fort going over, and a fort is definitely what you want to see here from your very first Punisher, especially a frozen Punisher. That's not that great at pushing. Meanwhile, Phoenix versus Mr. Genji on the Blaze down bot. Oh, we do see a surprise talent, mobile offense being picked up for Phoenix. Normally you see Arsenal synergy in many situations like this, especially with the backline like Kael'thas and Lunara, but instead we do see the mobile offense. So, excuse me, Silver 1 deciding he likes that talent better. And it's been paying off, it feels like. He's gotten very aggressive on that Phoenix. Pasher stepping up into this bush. The Hammer Mines scout him out. Star Fox getting slowed down by the Garrosh. The Garrosh trying to look for the Thrall throw target. Murden gets thrown, immediately jumps back out. Everybody is healthy on both sides, but this camp will belong to Luxorian Snake as they have about a half a level advantage, and they're pushing in, threatening this front wall with their Sergeant Hammer. Phoenix has been going in and they've been focusing all their energy on Phoenix, but meanwhile, Sergeant Hammer has basically been left alone this entire game. Now that may change as Kael'thas steps up, but it gets stunned in the face. Shatter's going to back up. Fun Buns on the Hammer. Gets the unstoppable, but Garrosh makes sure he can't get out with the throw and the stun, and down he goes. That's it. Forget what I was saying earlier. Hammer finally pays the price, and Hammer goes down as the extra kill 4v5 in the advantage for Do You Know as they push onto this wall. And taking a peek at the Thrall talent, looks like Thrall really just going for not just health, but mana sustain as well in this kit. So it's a very consistent kit. I like it. All right. Meanwhile, Blaze, they got a huge wave up here that is going to go unsoaked by Luxorian Snake. The death from Luxorian Snake means that they can't quite push their 10 advantage. If they hadn't suffered that death, you'd think that they would have gotten this wall earlier and in being able to invade. But they are going to grab this wall now. They realize that they're on their camp. So this fort, this wall certainly is for the taking, and maybe the fort as well. Hammer just sitting here, wailing away on it. Garrosh is finally going to step up. Hammer realizes that she's in trouble, and she's going to back up. Garrosh looking for something. The shotgun makes sure that Hashford cannot find a throw or a stun. What is that called? I think it's a concussive blast. Yes, I am right. All right. The 10's coming out, no real surprises. Lunara Thornwood Vine's going to be looking to get as much poke as possible and spread as much damage as possible into that Alex Straza. Alex Straza, of course, going for Lifebinder. Haymaker once again, and it's going to be Haymaker and Earthquake. So Earthquake and Purification Salvo going to meld together very well. You throw the Earthquake down, you throw the Purification Salvo down, and boy, everyone's going to take that bonus damage. Hashford caught way out here. Decade trying to keep him in. Hashford finds his way out. The Earthquake immediately goes down. Here's the engage. The Purification Salvo goes down, hits everybody, and everybody's looking super low. Murden jumps in, tries to find the kill. The Crystal Aegis is going to keep Garrosh alive. The extra heal is going to find its way on there. The taunt keeps him alive for a little bit longer, but it's not going to happen as Garrosh does not get out. Luxorian Snake once again taking control of the shrine, and man, they can just force these people off of these shrines. All right, we're gonna see The Shrine getting picked up easily, going over. Oh, they may have stepped up too far. I'm bad, taking a lot of damage, is going to have to leap her way out. The Lunara movement speed keeps her alive, as well as some excellent support play from Defender. Kael'thas maybe trying to find some damage onto the Phoenix. Doesn't find much, but this is an arcane Punisher. Garrosh, thankfully, is back. However, Blaze has to go top and defend against the Shaman camp, who keeps on regenerating his little minion guys. What are those things, anyway? I don't know what they're called. Doggies. Doggies? Doggies. Quick fort going over. Do You Know's not even going to bother defending that. And this is going to be a rough defense, although Alex Straza has to back. I don't think they realize that it is 4v4 just yet. Got the jump over the wall, Indomitable used to escape from the Punisher. Hiding the Punisher all the way over. Keep him away from the rest of the team. Excellent job from Do You Know on working that Punisher. Good mechanical skill there. The Punisher almost dead. So this is a very good defense so far from Do You Know. However, it could be a problem. There's a throw onto Decade. They can't quite get the damage onto him because Luxorian Snake is putting too much damage. Finally, the Kael'thas and the Lunar damage is online. Phoenix has to teleport out. He almost gets kills. Blaze goes in for the kill, but he gets low himself. Has to be Crystal Aegis, but the Kael'thas bomb and the Lunara damage too much. Alex Straza goes down first. Decade could be next. Yeah, Lunara. Oh, the big root. Thrall finally has his Frost of Grace up, and he's able to back off. All that sustain is going to save him. Star Fox has to jump away, and they're only going to lose one. They almost get the keep. They try to die for it, but Do You Know, an excellent defense coming out from them. Can't picked up here. Looks like they're going to get very aggressive and push on. Even without the 13, Alex Straza just now spawning. They're going to be able to get 13 maybe from this camp. All right, they're not going to have 13 just yet, but... Oh, Hammer. Hammer is on a mission. Oh, they're going to keep him. Did she show? I don't think she showed off that wave. They have no idea where Hammer is. There's a throw onto Decade. Thrall gets taunted, gets blown up, but it's going to be in exchange for that keep, as now they realize Hammer split pushing her heart out. Oh, I'm bad says stop. There's one more shot there on Funbuns. Funbuns is going to try and get to a place where they can back it. Is it going to be in time? Here's the back timer. Sorry, Hammer. So they trade 2 deaths for the keep, and man, is that worth it. Definitely worth it. The death timer only 30 seconds. This Punisher not going to be up in 30 seconds. And there's no threat coming out from Do You Know. So everybody on Do You Know, please report Hammer. We don't appreciate that kind of split pushing AFK nonsense here in Hero League. Instead, they're going to grab this camp. Ashford getting vision. They recognize that Garrosh is probably in that bush. The rest of the team shows up. Star Fox base checks it to try and get something going. Oh, Garrosh immediately goes onto the Phoenix and taunted out of his teleport. It's either save your teleport or die, and you can't do both. And Muradin goes down trying to save him. Hammer is in a different lane. An excellent engage coming out from Do You Know. That was so skilled. Luxorian Snake knew exactly where they were, but it didn't matter to Garrosh, able to simply walk up, throw the Phoenix into an excellent combo. The follow-up from Do You Know, perfect, and 2 go down.
Red team has destroyed a fort.
All right, they're going to start in on this shrine. Ooh, I heard an Ariel stun go off. Looks like something's happening down here. Garrosh making his way over, leaving Blaze to get that shrine. Luxorian Snake does not want any more of it, and I apologize if Luxorian, I've been calling him Luxorian Sun. They are Luxorian Snake. I get a little bit confused. They're going to clear this lane. Everybody is finally back. Even Talenter. This is going to be an even fight. An immediate throw on the Decade. The taunt. The damage goes out, but Thrall survives long enough. The Lifebinder is there. The Dragon is there. The Crystal Aegis has to be used in the back line. I'm bad getting very low. Has to jump into the bunker, but it is absolute anarchy. Murden punching Blaze into the rest of the team. Garrosh trying to save the Kael'thas, but it's not going to happen as it's a 5-man wipe. Decade got thrown into the rest of the team. The health sustain from the Thrall manages to keep him alive long enough for Arya to throw the Lifebinder onto him. The dragon comes out. The catapults are pushing onto the core, and it looks like Phoenix wants to end this game. Does the rest of Luxorian Snake? It looks like they do. They maybe were thinking about that fort, but they say, hey, we've got cats on core thanks to that hammer keep. Is this going to be game? Yeah. I'm bad already calling the GG. Here's the percent damage. It's going to be too much damage for them to defend here, it looks like. They're all finally making his way in, but everybody not really enough to make this happen. 23%, 70%. Murden finally completes his quest, but it is going to be game over as Luxorian Snake goes up 2-0 over Do You Know. An excellent game from them for sure. That was fantastic, and we're going to get a peek at the stats and talents here. You guys can peruse this to your liking. Okay, and that doesn't. We're gonna see if we can get ourselves an interview with Luxorian Snake, who, by the way, went up 2-0. I will change that score. Let me see if I can get Star Fox in here. Okay, I'm in the lobby. We're gonna see if they're up for an interview here. An amazing game coming out from both sides here. Luxorian Snake really just put a good team fight together. Do You Know was doing a really good job of finding targets and getting picks and getting back into the game, especially down to keep, but Luxorian Snake just took advantage and turned around what looked like was going to be another Thrall pick. See if I can contact them on Discord. Oh, they are coming. All right, we will be joined by Star Fox 64 in a brief moment. Oh, it looks like it will be the whole team. We're going to get some answers there out of Luxorian Snake and see how they fared here. Okay, we are starting to get the team filing in here. We've got Star Fox 64 and Decade in here. Blue has joined us. Now, is it Blue? Do you want me to say those numbers, or is it just Blue?
Either Blue or Blue 1442, it doesn't matter.
Okay, it's 1442. Because I would say 1442.
Just call them the numbers.
Okay.
Color 4 numbers is fine too.
1442. It is. All right. Is that going to be it for you guys as far as team members?
I think the others are coming, but I'm not sure.
All right. Well, we'll get started anyway. You guys go up 2-0 over Do You Know. Earlier, before the game started, you said, oh, boy, I hope we don't lose again. Something to that effect. And you took it out here. You went up 2-0. So how do you feel about that?
Pretty good. I think it was a good showing from us. There was a few mistakes here and there that we made, but I think overall, I think we put up a good performance.
Yeah, absolutely. You were able to take these games pretty decisively once you decided that you had a win condition, especially there in that last game. A little curious about the call there at the very end. It looked like Silver was the one who really wanted to go core there, and Decade was a little bit less gung-ho about it.
Oh, no. So as I was pathing there, I was like, let's go through middle. I was thinking in my head that let's go through middle. This is going to be the quickest way to get there. And then Star Fox, being the genius captain that he is, was told me, no. There's still structures there. There's still structures there. You can't do that. I'm like, oh, you're right. Oh, let me mount up again. Oh, I took another tower shot. Oh, I'm slowed. Oh, now I walked in front of the minion wave. Oh, I'm demounted. So really, I think I almost lost us that at the end.
Well, you got onto the victory screen there at the end, and that's all that really matters there. So is that keep destruction there, the fun bun split push at the end, is that something that you guys normally do when you play something like Hammer? Or is that just a quick on the spot call for you guys?
You mean the one where we got the bot keep?
Yeah, the bot keep, yes.
Yeah, well, it was like the next objective was top, so it was like we definitely want that bot keep. So his death for 30 seconds to get that bot keep catapult pressure, that was worth it.
Yeah.
So that was just kind of like an on the spot call where Fun Mums was like, "Hey, should I do this?" And like we were like, "Yeah."
Yeah, and let's just point out my death mid had no part to play in that strategy. That was just me being bad and walking into 5 of them. But we like to think it helped.
I definitely gave you the benefit of the doubt during the cast and said you were just keeping him busy for fun to get down there bottom. Fun Bun almost showed. Like, it was very close, but the expert player he is, he did not.
Yeah, I was honestly pretty well played by our carry player Fun Buns, who unfortunately couldn't make it in the channel today. Overall, strong performance on most of his carry roles. Mm-hmm. I'd say everybody pulled in well today. Even me, apparently this from coach to sub to having to play in an actual NGS match. Who'd have thought?
Is this so? Yeah, Decade. Have you been coaching Luxorian Snake?
I've been coaching a handful of teams every now and then, offering a bit of insight. I've decided to take a backseat this season because I wasn't really satisfied with my performance in last season of NGS, so decided to take a step back, maybe relearn the game a little bit, and offer the insight that I did have. And I would say that drafting, I offered a little bit of insight in here, but I really give credit to Star Fox. But I think it paid off draft-wise for us, knowing our opponent a little bit on kind of how they play.
Okay, nice. So you guys did do some scouting ahead of time.
Mm-hmm.
I would say we just intimately know the players. Like,
oh, okay.
Like each player kind of knows what the other person plays. Yeah. I'd say.
Yeah, I mean, I recognize that some of you guys have been on teams or played against each other before, so that makes total sense. But it is good to see you back in NGS Decade. I enjoyed watching you play last season. Are you still a sub, or is this more of a permanent role?
I think this is more of a sub role. Our Kubiko, which I think is a way stronger soul laner than myself, he had family stuff or vacation stuff, something along those lines, and so they asked me, spur of the moment yesterday, like, hey, we need somebody, We looked everywhere and decided to look in the gutters, and we found you. So why not run you today? And I was like, oh, okay, seems fair.
Oh, it worked out for you guys. Now I have a couple questions here about the draft here on Cursed Hollow. You guys went up against a very unorthodox composition. What were you thinking when you saw that? Well, not just like, let's start with the ETC first pick and then the Brightwing Zul'jin. How did you feel about that?
I don't know. It was like first pick ETC, in my opinion, is right now not really that great of a pick.
Yeah. And
to me, it was like that signals that you're trying to go just out global us, which I don't know. I don't think it's if we played it wrong and at this level, I feel like everyone has a good grasp of macro.
Yeah.
So I think we kind of just drafted to our strengths on the map and wanted to look for just kind of like a burst, and with the Brightwing, especially since she can't handle burst, that's when we picked up like the Murd and Ming, so kind of worked out.
Yeah, I honestly think it was just a reflection of what happened in draft. We took a lot of their comfort picks off the board that led them into kind of some stranger waters, and Cursed Hollow, as much as I love that map, is one that can lead to a lot of interesting team comps, and we kind of saw that happen there.
Awesome. I do have a question about double support. Once you saw the Uther, I know from experience, Uther double support with Zul'jin can be really tough. It's really tough to kill anybody, especially early game. What was your plan going into team fights?
Pretty much, I thought it was just, Urel kind of hop on top of at least 4 or 5 players to get maybe get an armor bonus so that we'd take less damage during most of those team fights.
Okay.
Kind of followed with me just kind of front line being an annoyance, using Ardent Defender when he'd usually try and pop his ultimate, and then I would just try and use my trait to knock them back to stun. Mm-hmm. At least that was my goal and inside that game.
Yeah. I mean, it eventually worked out for you, but you had a little bit of a struggle early on. You got singled out a couple times.
that's just patented decade play, to be honest. You always got to feed in the beginning and then show a strong performance later on. I don't know if you've watched my NGS games, Ghost Dunk, you would know that, like, historically, a Greek economy, the first person to always die was me. So, I mean, I had to keep it true to tradition.
I try not to throw shade during interviews. Looking at the second game, they also went with a relatively unorthodox composition. You don't see... I mean, you still see it. Lunar Ariel, still a thing, apparently. But the Kael'thas, are we starting to see more Kael'thas in games?
I think that was just probably because they wanted something to deal with Hammer, and since we took Jaina off the board, and I think our opinion is that Chromie is not that great right now. So I think they were kind of just reaching for something that could deal with Hammer.
Do you find Jaina particularly good into Hammer?
I think so. I think she's probably one of the best mages right now.
They went Garrosh very early on. Did you think about drafting Jaina Hammer?
Yeah, I think after we picked the Murden Hammer, we were thinking maybe we should have actually done Jaina Hammer
Okay.
instead, which probably I actually think I agree with, since they picked both of their tanks off the board, so it wasn't really a worry to pick the Murden that early, so maybe that was just a drafting error on my end.
Oh, okay. I think that's all the questions I have for you. Congratulations once again, and now is the time for everybody. If you'd like, you may each do some shout-outs here.
Oh. Shout out to Luxorian Heroes Club. And
I'd like to thank our sponsors here. Let's see here. Scholarship, my job, for giving me the opportunity to have these days off. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'd like to thank all the little people out there that tuned in and got to see, some star caliber feeding. I think if anything, when you tune into NGS, at least when I'm in it, I can promise you a couple of, run it down deaths, and I think that in itself is just clippable content right there. So hopefully it makes it into like NGS fail of the weeks or something. That's what I love about this game.
I think but out of all that, like in all seriousness now, like the biggest shout out that we can give as a team as Luxorian Snake, like shout out to Blue 1442 for the biggest insight in this interview. He said probably like 2 words of hello.
Powerful.
Oh my god. Getting called out in an interview. Wow.
Blue,
Name a better duo.
Do you want to give a few words and dispel that rumor?
Sure. So shout out to my boy Garrett, who after winning the first game messaged me saying, "Oh my god, you actually won a game on these."
Yeah, sounds like you have a very good friend there.
Oh yeah, definitely.
All right, Garrett, shout outs to you, and shout out to everybody watching. Thank you, Luxorian Snake, for joining us, and good luck in the rest of the season.
Thanks, man.
All right. Have a nice day.
Take care.
See you around. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us. Man, what a heck of a couple games there. I'm very excited to see what they've got going on in the future. They are not scared to draft a little bit off kilter. I don't want to say like wonky, because like all the drafts made sense, but just not your normal everyday drafts coming out from them. But congratulations once again to Luxorian Snake. So, all of you watching, thanks for joining me. If you're not familiar with it, you can check out NexusGamingSeries.com. We've got 180 teams across 7 divisions, and a lot of those divisions are split up into East and West. We're going to be casting games all week, every week. I'm going to raid and host another channel after this is done. Make sure you guys stick around for that. And in fact, speaking of stick around, I think that's it for tonight. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, we've got Luxorian Snake going up 2-0 over Do You Know. I've been your friendly caster, Ghost Dunk. Make sure to follow me on Twitch. Hit the follow button there, or go to twitch.tv/GhostDunk if you're watching this on YouTube. And make sure to check out my casting in the future. I will be casting a whole bunch of NGS matches during this season. So, once again, have a good night, and I'll see you around. Stick around for whoever I host. I'm going to host somebody cool. It's going to be great. Okay, bye.